Welcome to a CFL recap and preview show. Oh, I think it might be the only one on YouTube. CFL is not really a popular league. I'm trying to make it popular, so yeah. Anyway, so we're just gonna do a quick recap of what went down at week 5 and give a little bit of a preview for week 6. Yeah. So let's start. So Hamilton. And in Toronto. No, not Hamilton, Toronto. Who played first? Oh, Winnipeg, Calgary. Winnipeg and Calgary. That was a pretty good game. And I thought that would be, going into the week, I thought that would be the best game of the week. I mean, you got Winnipeg, who's always good. Always a good team. Calgary, who is having a good year so far. They were 2-1 going in there, coming off a bye week. I didn't think they'd get it done. But they did, and the score actually makes the game look a lot closer. It was a 37-20 final, but Calgary was winning 28 or 29-3. That 27-29 range to only 3 points for Winnipeg by halftime. So, yeah. Oh, my hands hurt. My arm hurts a bit. Hang on. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next game, which is Hamilton-Toronto. Hamilton wins 51-37, 51-39. Again, I don't know. I don't remember the exact points. Points that they scored. I know Hamilton scored 51. I know Calgary scored 37. And both those teams won this week. Now, Hamilton just hit the ground running. Toronto wouldn't go away until the game was done. So, a good effort by both teams, which I could say for a lot of teams that played this week. Well, except for the Riders, but I'm not trying to discredit them at any bit. And they were on bye week, so yeah. We'll get to Ottawa in a bit. Yeah, so Hamilton won big 51-39. They won by 12 points. They won by 2 possessions. But it was a high-scoring affair. Now, I'll probably be looking forward to the day they play again. Probably Labor Day. Why's my camera moving like that? Okay. So, next we got the BC Lions and the Montreal Alouettes. Now, I'm going to say this about BC. When Nathan Rourke is in the lineup, they play good. When Nathan Rourke is out of the lineup, they play poorly. Jeremiah Masoli was not a good quarterback in the 2 games he played. Now, I kind of enjoyed his last game, only because I was a Riders fan. And watching his team. So, I know, I kind of sound biased, and I probably shouldn't sound biased. But, why am I going to keep turning my camera forward? Okay, there we go. I shouldn't sound biased, but I do. Oh. But I'm sure BC fans were fed up with watching Masoli as well. So, yeah, Nathan Rourke had a decent game. BC made too many mistakes between weeks 3 and 4. Going into that game, they were -8. They ended with -9. They have the worst turnover ratio in the league. But BC is better now with Nathan Rourke. Or they cleaned up on most of the mistakes. So, yeah, BC just needed to clean up the mistakes. It's when it's not too late in the game, and they did. They absolutely did. And I'm kind of proud of BC for doing that. Plus, it came down to a last-second field goal. BC was trailing most of the night, but there's no shame in trailing to Montreal. But they got a lead. Montreal came back and was leading, and then it came down to a last-second field goal, which BC, I don't remember the kicker's name, but yeah, BC kicker made the field goal and won it for Lions. So yeah, BC wins 21-20. Now BC, they've got some work to do. Oh, BC has got some heavy work to do. Montreal, on the other hand, they're in danger of falling out of first place. They need Ottawa to win, Montreal does. As they need Hamilton to lose, because Hamilton has a tiebreaker over Ottawa. The first 3 weeks, I think I was looking at the East as like, Montreal's got a free pass all the way to the Grey Cup. Now I'm not so sure. The amount of things that could change in 2 weeks. Because Montreal looked like this dominant team. Almost no one was going to be able to beat them. And then suddenly they lose a couple straight to Hamilton and BC. And now suddenly Hamilton's coming for their throne. So, yeah, I'm just going to pull something up here. With what Ottawa needs next... What Montreal needs next week, because Montreal is on bye. They don't play. They don't have a chance to stop Hamilton. They're in first place right now. But by Saturday night, they could be out of first place altogether. They need Ottawa to win. And Hamilton couldn't be any more simpler. Win your game and you're first place. So, yeah. That's what's at stake next week. It's the only East Division game that's going to be played. We'll preview that a bit more, or a bit later. So, yeah, speaking of Ottawa, let's go to the Ottawa-Edmonton game. Now, to be honest, I didn't really watch most of the game. I watched the challenge where he was down and all that. All of that miscommunication, I don't know which way to say it. It was confusing. And not just to me, but I'm sure to a lot of CFL fans, it was confusing. Yeah. So, anyway, so yeah, it was confusing to a lot. Come on, where's my camera? Here we go. It was confusing to a lot of fans. Edmonton gets their first win of the year. I think they won 36 or 39 or 33. I think it was 36-33. Hey, but yeah, Edmonton wins a game. About time. Last year, it took Edmonton up till week 9. So, yeah, Edmonton and Hamilton are having better starts. But Hamilton's got a couple wins under their belt. And Hamilton could get first place next week. So, yeah, there's a lot at stake. Now, we're going to preview some games. Now, we're going to start with my Saskatchewan Roughriders going up against the Calgary Stampeders. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a good game. And I wouldn't be surprised if Calgary won that game. But this is the game for first in the West. We could have some division changes between Friday and Saturday next week. Now, there's no Thursday night game. And because there's 3 teams on bye. Winnipeg, Toronto, and Montreal are on bye next week. So, I'll put that at the bottom of the screen. So, back to Saskatchewan and Calgary. I think Calgary had a big win. I think Calgary's going to have a little bit of a letdown. Saskatchewan will be freshly rested. I think Trevor Harris is back. back in the lineup. If he's not, I'm okay with Jake Maier because I think he's the Malik Willis of the CFL. Yes, I know I'm making CFL and NFL comparisons because Malik Willis started 2 games and won them both for the Packers. So Jake Maier started a game and won it for Saskatchewan. So you see where I'm going with this. So yeah, I am taking Saskatchewan to win it, probably by 3 or 4 points. This is going to be a close game. And Calgary might drop one. Saskatchewan will stay undefeated for now. Who's stopping the Saskatchewan Roughriders? I don't know. Alright, next is Ottawa and Hamilton. This has the potential to be a good game. But I think it's going to be a little more smooth sailing for Hamilton. Hamilton has impressed me over the last couple weeks. Ottawa's quarterback is just coming off an injury. I don't think Hamilton gets the win here. I'm going with... did I say Hamilton not get a win? No, I didn't say it. I'm not picking Ottawa. I'm picking Hamilton. I misspoke there. I don't think Ottawa gets the win. I think Hamilton is going to dominate Ottawa. Well, not by too much, but by a respectable margin. So that's what's going to happen. And now we're just going to end this video off by talking about BC and Edmonton. Now, Edmonton is fresh off of a win. They just beat Ottawa, but I feel better about the Lions with Nathan Rourke than I feel about the Elks, no matter who's playing for them or what team they're playing. I'm still taking BC. BC lit up Edmonton in week 1. Nathan Rourke had probably his best game of the year in that game. And so he has experience against the Elks, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. So, just for a recap, we got Saskatchewan, Hamilton, and BC winning this week. Again, I think that pretty much covers the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you next time. Goodbye.